waiting on seeing it over in the thing.
Hmm.
Oh, that
There
was
we
in the
go.
wrong chat. Well, screw it. That wasn't meant to be in the YouTube chat, but whatever.
Fuck it, we're
Goes
doing
this.
it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Hello, everyone and no one. Welcome to Talking Into the Midnight Void show. Since we're
Mhm.
filling in for Tears, since he's out at a convention being a super nerd, which is okay, and everything. So
We'll let it
doing
slide this time.
it on StreamYards just because.
Because it's what we do.
It was just because I could have done all this on Discord because it's just as easy for me since my internet isn't really trash.
I'm glad we're doing it through StreamYard instead of Discord because Discord usually has problems with me. So
Well,
I'm glad that we're doing it through this.
I figured since it was a Saturday, I'd do it this way, like I said, because of that one. And the nice thing is, as well, is if he does another, or since I have a Saturday, I might be working. I bought a new Bluetooth headset, so it'll have a better mic, or at least a mic closer to my face, to my
Nice.
mouth.
That will be good.
Because
Yeah,
it was a bit of a problem that we couldn't really hear you last
Yeah.
time.
I probably just need to talk up louder, but I felt like I was being a dick, and honestly, after going there today, I don't think I will feel like a dick anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you were at the gym, then it makes sense that you don't want to be bellowing.
Oh,
into
dude,
the
I've
microphone.
heard some other people just want to go. Johnny, you want to join? Terry, you already have access to it. Is he here? Yep, vacation, dude.
What up?
Not
Hey,
too much.
Look who decided to show up.
You're right. Look who decided to show up. How have you been?
Oh, not so bad. So with this one, I'm actually going to tell a story from, and we lost James.
Yeah.
It was him.
unfortunately, with StreamYards, James' phone does not.
He said,
Right.
he said we'll hope it works, considering the fact he had him take a look at it today.
No, I think what really happened is he saw Tira arriving because there goes the
Yes, you
neighborhood.
are.
I'm out.
He doesn't like the darkies.
No.
But because it's one of the supervisors I have, and it's funny because for some odd reason this always happens with people of Hispanic descent, well, really more Mexican descent, of always getting like super frustrated and super pissed off of like why things aren't working. And all he reminded me of for being as much of a control freak he was one of the he typically filled in as the there we go, the pro super for all of maintenance when I was working weekend duty. So I worked Friday through Monday and was supposed to have, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. Well, me and one of my old roommates, we ended up, because of having both of us have to deal with him, we call him Boyo Pequeño. Because quite literally everything was the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Well, he's working the weekend duty pro super, and he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, I need vehicle maintenance to come out here and jump the pro super truck." I went, "Oh, is it on the flight line?" He goes, "No, it's in the parking lot." I'm like, "They're not going to come out." He's like, "Well, I told you to call." I'm like, "I know, but I'm relaying to you exactly what they're going to say. It is their doctrine. They are not going to come out if it's not on the flight line blocking an aircraft." As I'm sitting there thinking, it's in your fucking parking lot, you jackass. Just jump it with your own fucking truck. It's a fucking Saturday, dumbass. Like, you don't even have to tell anyone. Like, are you that goddamn stupid? That then apparently, I guess he did that or had someone else show up so he could have it jumped or whatever later on. Because we did have to call vehicle maintenance out to a fucking thing or one of the vehicles on the flight line and that. But he was like, "Well, I'll have a talk with your chief and their chief." And I'm like, "You can. Vehicle maintenance is going to tell you the same thing. My boss is going to do the same thing. Like, you can get as Karen as you want. Nothing's going to change in your fucking favor. You're just a goddamn master sergeant."
I mean, I've had a lot of experience dealing with customers Fortunately, not like face to face. It was always over the phone, but
Oh,
still, I know exactly how annoying and stupid most customers are.
oh yeah, that was the fun part for that one was because I actually only dealt with them over the radio and the phone because when we moved to the newer building that they couldn't get into without me having to walk out there, let them in through one door, then they had to pull off anything electronic, and all the rigmarole from that, they never showed up. Yeah, I got really good at basically kind of side talking and saying, yeah, while the pro supers here, these, E7s that are supposed to be extremely knowledgeable and have damn near twice my time in the military for some of them, they're fucking retarded and don't know what they're talking about. Two, basically, their big old boss. Like I don't know how many times I had to tell them because they would come up to me right before like one of the meetings and be like, hey, I need you to change this on the slides. I'm like, I can't. Like, why not? And it's like, because it's already past the time. I was like, look, this is all you have to tell the chief. You look him dead in the face and say, that was right. As of this time, since that time, we've actually gotten it to here. You know what the chief will say? All right, next. And when one of them finally did that, he said almost that exact goddamn phrasing. And they just looked back at me like, oh my God, the senior airman was right. I'm like, no shit, you fucking retard. I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally, this motherfucker has said to you 17 different times in 36 different ways, it feels like, of just be fucking honest with me. If you couldn't make it to them, it's like for the change, just tell me that. Tell me what it is, and that ain't no need to throw some shade. Because if you say, "Oh, Mock doesn't know what they're talking about," I will throw your ass directly underneath the bus, and you can deal with my supervision.
I love when people think they could throw their weight around.
Oh, dude, I don't know how many master sergeants I dealt with that thought because they had rank, they were right.
Right.
I didn't get to the point to where I was going to be like, well, here, sir, since we're not in a deployed environment, I'm going off by what the tech data says. Do you outrank the tech data since that's basically an order? Or actually, I'm sorry, not basically. That is a direct order from the Secretary of the Air Force. So are you saying you outrank the Secretary of the Air Force? That's a no? Okay, now I'm going to get in trouble for being disrespectful. It's like for disrespecting an NCO. Oh, man, if only I respected you in the first place.
Oh
man! What am I gonna do? Oh wait.
Oh God, I hated those.
So yeah, I used to work at a finance company, and so like we were doing finance for like motorcycles. So I had to deal with not only the retarded customers but the very shifty bike dealerships.
Oh God.
So it was like there was one time because if anytime they make a change to the contract, they need to reprint it and get the customer to re-sign it because like we can't prove that they acknowledge the change if it's like predated.
Yeah.
So they've got to reprint it. And so what the dealer did was he just whited out the timestamp at the bottom of the contract and then resent it.
He tried to pull some shady shit.
Well, like the thing is the timestamp on the system needs to match the timestamp on the contract. And it's like, okay, whiting out the timestamp means it automatically doesn't match. Like, obviously, I'm not going to accept this. It was like, what the hell? But then my idiot supervisor said, just accept it. All right. Your call.
Yeah, I had something similar to that my first deployment to where basically I had set up everything and then someone on maintenance's side went and changed something of the information they had and went and changed it in their slides. So they called up my night shift counterpart after the meeting, like, why was this wrong? And he's like, that's what my guy gave me. Called me the next day. I was like, because that's what debrief had in their thing. It's like, if it wasn't there, they had to have changed it. And like, no. I'm like, so you're calling me a liar? Like, yeah, I'm calling you a liar. Okay. So I did every time I sent that meeting specifically to that person, I not only had the meeting slides all set up, I had the other slide, or it's like another slide of when I took the information with date and time of what it was.
There you go.
Oh, when it gets to shit like that, trying to call me out saying my job, I'm bad at my job or something like that, I will get petty as fuck. Especially at that when all
petty,
job,
nothing,
especially when that when all my job was to gather information in that whole thing and send it on above me so people with much more rank than me can make decisions on the way things were supposed to go. And it's just like, why the fuck would I be lying about this shit?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to be fucking little bitches.
I used to get in trouble because I didn't take the mandatory training stuff seriously.
Oh god, yeah.
Like we had to do like a mandatory customer service training thing. It's like I know how to talk to customers. I've been doing it for 5 years, but I had to do it. So it's like, yeah, I like make smart ass comments and like they said, "What are you hoping to get out of this course?" And I put an hour of work. Apparently, that was the wrong answer.
Perfectly reasonable answer to me.
Yep, I consider that perfectly reasonable.
But the funny thing is, my team leader was the one who got in trouble because apparently they thought she didn't adequately explain why the course was necessary. So, like, I got in trouble for being a smartass, but she got in trouble because they thought that she had not fully emphasized the importance of attending this course.
So in other words, you got her in trouble because
Yeah.
Well, that's like I've actually basically told the HR guys and whatnot, or at least my supervisors, whenever we have our monthly meeting to go over what happens at my job for like our last month's metrics and whatnot, they actually finally stopped putting a time frame of what it's supposed to be. Because I'm like, if you say that we're supposed to start at the meeting's supposed to start at 3 and be done by 3:20, you've got about 10 minutes of my attention before I start drifting off and I no longer care.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't get it done, all that done in that amount of time frame, that's bad time management on you.
Yep.
So people are like, why is that? It's like, think, other than when I was in mock, every day I had a fucking briefing that I went into work. Every goddamn day. You have the smallest bit of my attention, which means you have to get shit done quickly.
Yep.
But we'll go with the whole thing since I have introduced nobody on the panel, and I'm not even going to. But how was y'all's day? We'll start with Terry since he's right next in this one.
Yeah, no, not bad. I haven't really done much of anything today. My food arrived for the week, so that's always good.
That's good.
Yeah, other than that, YouTube and Twitter has been the bulk of my morning.
Nice. Angela, how you doing?
I'm all right. I have a referral in for surgery for my hand. I had a bunch of blood tests done this morning, and I have to get x-rays done next week.
Aww.
And James, how you doing? Damn, that good.
Oh, not terrible. I realized that I was muted now, but I'm not too terribly bad. If I was any worse, I gotta be shitting vanilla ice cream.
And Tier, how you doing? I couldn't resist. I had to mute you on purpose. Oh, come on, unmute the mic.
Go to hell.
Hey.
Go to hell.
So we were going back and forth with me trying to get you to unmute you, and you try to unmute yourself. How's the convention going?
See his face. You see his face? Go to hell. Nah, it's going good. I'm tired. I can't wait to get in the house.
Well, I'll still say my day wasn't so bad. I didn't win the Mega Millions, but hey, at my company picnic, I won an Apple Watch.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, I have to pay the taxes on it and that whole thing because that's what the company I work for likes to do.
Cute.
But that's still not too bad.
So in other words, you didn't win a watch. You just paid less for it.
Yeah, I paid exceedingly less for it.
That's the good thing now that I made Tier all sad. I won trivia on Thursday.
Nice.
Rigged.
I mean, that's probably less rigged than Quippers.
No,
Sure.
not rate numbers.
And probably even less rigged than Power No Gender.
Only way to win that game is to not play. No, the fucking catching contest was rigged. I got chuckles and motherfucking Six got nothing. I'm pissed.
Yeah, I think I've won 2 of those of the bunch of them that I've tried to play.
I got gypped.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I've literally never won it
Well, you
because I'm
never
forbidden
been-
to enter. But besides
Yeah.
that, I've never won it.
Yeah, I'm almost tempted to see if dang it. Okay, switch. If basically on the last Friday of August, if Frosted doesn't have a person set up already, because that's the first Friday I'll have off in a while until September.
Cool.
Which then in September I'll have the 15th, 22nd, and then the 29th as well. But I'm doing like the 27th through the 29th.
I need to see if Frosted will have me on this Friday because I have off this.
Well, I've never been a guest, and I'm pretty sure Frosted will figure out something. He'll be like, "I'll go with movies," and I'll be like, "Whatever." And they'll be like, "Here's a random thing about guns." And be like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he does tailor, especially the final article is designed to annoy the guest.
I don't know, cause yeah, I was annoyed by that fucking Black Planet thing.
Yeah. He
The
the
nibbin.
first 3 articles he's hoping to annoy basically everyone, but the final article is usually tailored to the guests. Like he knows it's something that they're gonna get upset about.
So Frosted is playing on our pain. I feel.
Of course, that's the whole point of the stream.
Oh yeah. I don't know how many times on freaking replay since working second on the East Coast, I don't get to catch Jack all live, especially with where I work because I can't listen to anything at work because they're a bunch of dicks, in my opinion. But it's just like I don't know how many times I've had that I had to pause his stream and be like, "God damn it, motherfucker!" Or back up because I'm like I missed half of what he was saying because I'm on a rant.
Yeah.
Motherfucking fuck.
James, are you
I
on
do
your
like both
oxygen?
those streams. Quippers and Corner are like both very enjoyable. They're like the highlights of the week.
Mm-hmm.
They do get very animated. Like,
I mean,
I do especially like the Poe and No Gender edition. That always makes me laugh. It's just how retarded those genders are.
I can't do it.
I just know when he does the Sad Libs double prompt edition, I'm gonna be like, hold on, I gotta look up what you're talking about, what you want me to say because I can never remember what's what
Yeah.
because I'm kind of an idiot.
Just avoid the adjective chunky and you'll be fine.
Anything with rhymes with unky, you can use. That's Gunsky shit.
So yeah, Stacey Abrams and Chunky are kind of just.
So basically, he might get a little mad if he says like, "Give me an object," and I say "brass monkey."
Well, I mean,
No.
I would because that's technically an adjective and a noun.
Well, no, I think there's some leeways. Like you can have an adjective before the object if it still makes sense in the headline.
A brass monkey punched Jack in the dick.
Yeah, so it still works. Bonnie says we're
Or
getting ready
that.
for the release of Party Pack 10.
Oh,
The
nice.
party packs have been dog shit for a long time, so I've got very low expectations for the newest one. But maybe they'll surprise me. But I've been disappointed in the last like 4, so my hopes aren't high.
James, you all right over there, bro?
He's really not. James.
We like Darth Vader too, but you don't have to do the impression.
James, are you awake?
James passed out on us.
I think
Yeah.
You may have.
I'll mute him for the moment.
I was going to say, are you able to mute him?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, any stories you guys want to talk about?
No, nothing really. I did think it was funny that the people who made Pathfinder added spyware to their game, and like just in like a patch, and then like the whole gaming community like hit the roof is like, get this fucking shit out of my game now, and they're like, okay, sorry, we'll remove it.
Oh, you talking about Baldur's Gate?
No, Pathfinder. Wrath of the Righteous or something silly like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know the
yeah.
D&D games.
But
Oh,
they
Wrath of the Righteous. Fucking
that's it.
hell.
Yeah. So yeah, the Owl Cat or something silly like
Yeah.
that. They added they updated the licensing agreement and said, yeah, you give permission to us to install spyware on your computer, and they're like, no.
See, this is
And then they got like 100 bad reviews on Steam, and everyone's pissed off. Very quickly removed it.
See,
Yeah.
this is exactly why. Like Owlcat, they made 2 good games. They're making Rogue Trader, which is looking to be good, and they're starting to fuck up. Like,
That's like
Yeah, I'd never heard of the company before, but I had heard of the Pathfinder game. I just didn't know that was who made it.
that's like me, Terry, and James were talking about earlier with the Ubisoft games. I mean, a lot of the Far Cries are for the most part just an updated little bit of mechanics and reskinning. But for the I love the Assassin's Creed series really until after it got past Black Flag, because like Rogue was just Black Flag 2.0, but it got to hack and slash. So it's game companies do stupid shit.
no, all right,
for
so
sure.
Spyware on that whole thing. That's like, oh come on, dude, seriously,
Yeah,
fucking seriously.
the Ubisoft. All right, so Assassin's Creed had an identity that instantly died at the modern one, Syndicate, and everything after Syndicate. No, everything after the one in France.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I just can't think of the name.
Yeah, I can't think of the name either.
Because
And-
on
and-
that one, trying too hard to go. We're gonna push towards the co-op thing.
Yeah. It killed it, and then everyone at that Odyssey, Syndicate, Origins has been a fucking RPG.
Yeah, and
I played the first Assassin's Creed. I played Brotherhood, and I played the Ancient Greece one, which I think is called Odyssey.
yeah,
Those
I
are
would-
the ones I've played.
I wouldn't mind Valhalla just because you get to dual wield battle axes. Like I had such high hopes for Syndicate because it was finally getting firearms to where I wanted them. Like really, what I wanted was an Assassin's Creed in the Wild West. Like,
Nope.
I wanted a basically Assassin's Creed Red Dead Redemption.
That would have been kick-ass. Now that I think about it.
Now that you put it that way.
Well, the way I'm going with that is because like Red Dead Redemption was put far enough out that characters could be likely to exist, but it had majority of the game mechanics in a lot of cases, except for the fact you didn't have the hidden blades, and the hand-to-hand combat was a little different.
You know, the only thing I liked about Red Dead Redemption, Liar's Dice. I played a lot of Liar's Dice before I
I
just.
love Liar's
Why
Dice.
am I playing this instead of the actual game? And then I just uninstalled it.
I have not found many mini games in video games that I actually like.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are annoying.
I didn't know that it was in a video game. We play
What,
it fair.
Liar's Dice?
Liar's Dice.
Yeah.
I used to play it all the time on like I played like a text-based MMO back in the day, and you could play Liar's Dice in that, but that was like with my friends. That wasn't against a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just But Assassin's Creed lost its identity. It stopped being about killing these people and essentially getting this information to magic.
You know what? I think the biggest failing of the Assassin's Creed series, they moved away from the idea of it being a simulation.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, it was very much a part of the game that you were doing a simulation of Altair's life.
Yeah, you were
You
viewing
weren't
it.
controlling Altair; you were controlling Desmond in a simulation of Altair.
Yeah,
You're
you were viewing the memories.
Yes, exactly. And then they moved away from that, and then that to me was the loss of identity for the series. Is like you had this really cool idea, and you're like, you know what? Let's throw it away. Like, all right.
Well, even with like Black Flag and Rogue, because like Rogue does follow Black Flag, and that whole thing ties in very well for the whole you're viewing the person's memories. It's just instead of it being of Desmond's family, it's of a different assassin who actually turned Templar.
All right, so my issue with Black Flag, it made no fucking sense.
Black Flag was the setup to where you got
for 3.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what Connor's who the guy they called Connor.
Nathan Kenway.
Yeah, Nathan.
It was Edward Kenway, and then Nathan Kenway was Connor's father. But my issue with it is that Edward started off knowing how to use a hidden blade without training, without hurting himself. He knew how to do all the cool, assassin shit. And then out of nowhere, oh, well, you found one. I guess we're going to make you an assassin out of nowhere. The fuck? Like, y'all are supposed to be a secret organization, and he knows your secrets. Y'all should kill his ass.
Or, get better secrets.
Well, they kind of explain. They kind of explain as the reason why they didn't kill him is they were going to they were giving him a chance to see if he continued down the path that they thought he was going to, in which they would have killed him, but because of how much they had lost, they didn't feel like taking another life in retort. Because the assassins aren't necessarily about revenge; that'd be closer to a Templar.
Well, I mean, to my mind, an assassin kills for money. It's not a revenge at all. It's a business deal. It's like you give me money and a name. That person doesn't exist anymore.
And with the whole thing forward, it was just like he basically made up as he went and just happened to figure it out properly. Because he even has the whole thing where it's like, oh, give us a demonstration. He's like, fuck, I hope I get this right.
Yeah.
So the point of the Assassin's Creed is that we can't tell anybody the shit we know, and we have to protect the world from all the shit we know.
No, their creed is we work in the light, or we work in the darkness to help the light.
No. The creed is with arms wide open.
With arms wide open.
Unless you're going to go with that, it's can you take me higher?
All right,
you guys hold on the fort for a minute. I'm going to go grab a drink.
All right.
But again, the whole point of the creed is to protect you from what we know. Here comes an outsider who isn't one of us. He has our weapons. He's killed one of us before. Yes, we've lost numbers, but he's still an enemy, an outsider, and we're just gonna make him one of us.
Yeah, I don't remember the story to Assassin's Creed all that much because I only played the first one, Brotherhood and Odyssey, and I mean, that was a long time ago. I've played a lot of games since then.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And I mean, if I'm being real, I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan anyway, so that was even less likely to stick in my memory. I barely remember the story to games I do like Dragon Age. I really like that. I still couldn't tell you the story beyond, Grey Warden saved the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second, I got a meme for that whole thing for the Creed one. I got to find it.
Mhm.
Damn it, Terry.
What? Still a better band than Nickelback?
that's a
Nickelback
pretty low
isn't
bar.
actually that bad of a band. There are other bands that are exceedingly worse. Nickelback just gets a lot of shit because they figured out the actual formula to basically make formulaic rock music
Yeah.
that was
If I'm being
worse
real,
than
that song, the one that made them famous, is it "This Is How You Remind Me"? Is that the name of it, or just the lyrics?
that's one of their songs. I can't remember which one was the actual one that made them famous because they've
Well,
had
that's the only one I know by them. So to me, that's the song that made them famous.
yeah.
But I don't know if that's the name of it or just one of the lyrics, because I
think it's one of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know it's the chorus.
Yeah. That's the only song I know, and I actually like the song. I think it's a good song. So I've never understood why people hate Nickelback.
That's always the real funny part, because if you go into a lot of their other songs as well, they're actually like very degenerate. A Leader of Men was their first hit. That's what Johnny said.
I'd never heard of it. So maybe it
I
didn't make it
probably
down to
have.
Australia. But I haven't even heard that Photograph song that everyone like posts memes about. I've never heard the song. I've just seen the memes about it.
I always like the one that says, "Look at this faux giraffe."
It's no, I don't get the Nickelback hate, but I only know one of their songs, so maybe the rest of them are shit. Maybe, but the one song I know, I do enjoy.
It's not that they're bad. It's not even that they're bad musicians. It's just when it comes to how their songs are, they are so formulaic, predominantly to have radio play.
Yeah,
And then,
I mean, so is AC/DC. Like,
Well,
Angus Young
surprising. They
famously-
want to make money.
yeah.
But
It's like I'm not knocking it.
No, but Angus Young famously said, "I resent the accusation that AC/DC has 11 albums and they all sound the same. We've got 12 albums that all sound the same."
That's true.
And yeah, I mean, he had no shame about, we've found the sound that works for us and we stick to it. And no one hates AC/DC the way they hate Nickelback.
Yeah. It's just the whole thing of, I think also like the song when for the Sam Raimi once with Hero that he had with the dude from oh god,
only a hero can save us.
Well, Johnny in chat says that they get hate because they talk shit about Slipknot. So maybe that's got part of it. I didn't know they did that.
So many people have talked shit about Slipknot.
I talk shit about Slipknot, but I like them.
Yeah, but you're not a famous band, so no one gives a shit.
Well, I mean, freaking Machine Gun Kelly talks shit about Slipknot, and no one really fucking cares. But this was back in the early days when Slipknot was still considered like a lot heavier and edgier than they are now.
I also think it's funny that people hate Milli Vanilli because they don't sing their own songs, like they lip sync. That's every band these days.
When it comes to their music videos or like some of their performances, yes, that is exactly how they are.
Yeah.
I think it was something else with that. Like they weren't actually singing at all.
Yeah, they didn't lip sync.
They were
while they were on stage. They lip synced the entire thing. There was
they were a face to a song.
People.
Yeah.
No, they were a face to someone else.
Yeah, that's why I said they were a face to a song that they didn't sing.
Yeah. Because it just makes me laugh. It's like, if lip syncing is bad, then you're in trouble. We've got to start hating on everyone.
That's like the people that get pissed off about pop and like, well, they don't write their own music, and it's like, well, you do realize some people are just they're better performers than they are writers. Like I want to say it's like over half of your lead or your vocalists don't even write their own fucking barely write their fucking lyrics.
No, that's
usually like the guitarist and the drummer.
No,
but that's standard. That's like it's very rare to have someone who's good at both. It's like most people are good at one or the other.
Wait a minute. Prince wrote Kiss. Like Prince was infamous in the music world for writing other people's music. He wrote Kiss
for
Bob
Dylan. Bob Dylan.
And this was the meme that I was talking about, Terry.
Oh, right.
With Arms Wide Open.
Michael Jackson read a lot of people's music.
Yeah.
Dude, there are
Uh-huh.
many famous songwriters that just they're not good. Like I want to say Bob Dylan, I think it is, or one of
That's what I mentioned. Yeah,
yeah,
Bob
it's like
Dylan wrote a lot of people's songs.
yeah,
Um,
they're notorious. I should say notorious, but just they are great songwriters comparatively than they are to singers, and that's
it's
not a
a
bad thing.
Wait, really quick. Hellcat. Ashley Simpson was just a terrible person, and that hold down she did off stage is fucking retarded.
but there's one guy who writes a lot of songs, and I forget his name. It's Greg something, but like he you know that "Don't Give Up, You've Got the Music in You" song.
Yeah,
Don't.
The guy who sings that is also like a very prolific songwriter, and like a lot of the hits were written by him. Apparently, it's just like no one knows his name because he's only really had one hit as an actual singer.
It was she read Snowbird, and she never read the woman that sang Snowbird. She's never written any of her music. Fucking Dolly Parton, but like a shit ton of people's music.
I still say for like my favorite thing for Dolly Parton is the fact that she's the person who originally wrote "And I Will Always Love You," and honestly,
No, she's
even
not.
though yes, she is.
She's not.
And
Her-
who
Yeah,
is?
she is.
She is.
Yes.
She is. She just didn't write it for that movie.
No, someone sung it before her.
No.
Really? I could have sworn
No.
someone. Let me look that one up. I could have swore.
And if they sang it before her, she's still the one that wrote it.
Yeah, it happened. People write songs for other people. There was, you know, that song "Torn" that everyone associates with Natalie
Yes.
Imbruglia.
Love
The
that.
band that wrote that were not the first to perform it. Like Edna
No.
Swap did a version of that song, but the first version recorded was actually they sent it to some Swedish band and they recorded the song first.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, because I'm reading the Wikipedia page. It was originally recorded in 1973 by American singer-songwriter Dolly Parton, written as a farewell to her business partner and
Yep.
mentor Porter Wagner.
That's the funny part is because instead of it being the dumb shit that Whitney Houston turned it to, it was quite literally a thank you song saying directly to the guy on stage because both of them knew, she knew and he knew, like he basically that he was in a lot of cases the easiest way to put it is like a kingmaker or
A hit maker.
or if you'd ever watched the freaking oh god, it was one like the WC or WWE movies about what's her name, the redhead. They got a character Vince Vaughn calls or that plays. A lot of them call sex tape because he's the dude who has done the dumb shit that makes people famous. Like, he's the one who gets put through a table and whatnot. So they call him sex tape, being like he's going to be the person that's going to be able to make you famous, to be able to make you a star.
Yeah.
And that was the thing, is because that dude had done all that shit. So like she quite literally wrote and then sang the song to the dude on stage in front of everyone. So it's basically just everyone knew that she was thanking him for all he fucking did for her.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting because for a while I was doing a thing on my top secret Twitter account where I was taking songs and listening to the originals, like listening to the cover version, then going back and listening to the original, and then like just comparing them. And yeah, like so many of Whitney Houston's songs, there's a reason she made them famous, but the original versions are actually still really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Dolly Parton's Jolene, but I think Miley sings it far better. Why is there a Gran Turismo movie?
Because people are retarded.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I'll still say it's most likely better than Uwe Boll stuff, but for
Ooh,
what Uwe Boll was doing, he won.
No. Uwe Boll, he made them bad on purpose as tax write-offs.
yeah.
And he also made a fuck ton of money from that. So like,
Yeah.
he won.
Yeah. They were never meant to be good.
Yeah.
They were meant to fail, so he could collect all the government grants associated with failed art projects.
Well, that, and then it also was a tax write-off for the production companies and everything.
Yeah.
but he made it on shoestring budgets. He did somehow he made all those.
Yeah. That was the point. He wanted to spend as little money as possible while collecting as much as possible from the government to make it, and it works. He did it. He wasn't trying to make a good movie. He was trying to spend the minimum amount possible that he could justify making the claim to the German government.
Yeah. And he was a complete asshole, but he still won.
You know my favorite Uwe Boll story is like he would challenge people to boxing matches if they criticized his movies.
Oh yeah.
And then like he didn't tell them he was actually a trained amateur boxer.
Yep.
So people would like agree thinking it was just
he kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah. But then he challenged Sean Baby to a boxing match. And then he found out that Sean Baby is actually like a trained martial artist in like mixed martial arts and stuff. It's like, we don't need to do that boxing match after all. Let's cancel that. And he pussied out of the match.
God damn it. I can't stand Uwe Boll.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a piece of shit.
But going back to the whole thing of like covers versus their originals, like very few people can do better than the original. Like I will still give Metallica a lot of credit for Turn the Page and Whiskey in the Jar.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are excellent covers.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of cover songs that are actually better because the originals had a good idea that they didn't quite make the most of, and then the cover artist came along and improved it. But it's pretty rare. It's usually the case that the original is better.
Yeah. Oh, like for Turn the Page, it's one of the few ones. It's like Bob Seger's variant is just fucking amazing, but then Metallica just came and knocked out the fucking park.
Yeah,
both of them are really good. Now, of the covers for Turn the Page, like I will tell you this: you do not want to subject yourself to this. Like this isn't even a torturous How You Make Friends, because you're just going to be like, why? Never listen to Kid Rock's variant of Turn the Page. It is fucking god awful.
I think Quiet Riot did a much better version of Mental Health than Come On Feel the Noise. I think Quiet Riot did a much better version of that than Slade did, and Slade was the original. So I mean, there are covers that are better.
Oh yeah.
I think I prefer the cover, the Disturbed cover of Sound of Silence, than Simon and Garfunkel's version.
Yeah. Well, that's like I still like Bowling for Soup's version of 1985 because that was actually originally written and performed by a different band that Bowling for Soup asked if they could make a cover of.
Oh,
and that's the song that made them famous.
Another cover I really love. I love Thumb Humping by They Might Be Giants a lot better than I like the original Thumb Humping by the Chumbawambas.
I don't know if you guys would know them because I think they're an Australian band, but Pseudo Echo did a much better version of Funky Town than Lip Sync did.
Really?
So that's another one. I'm on the fence between Disturbed and Genesis for Land of Confusion. I think they're both really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Land of Confusion.
It's a brilliant song. I really love it.
Mm-hmm. The period in which it was written, the original version of that song was just epic. So
the thing is, they remade, they covered the song decades later, and the lyrics were still every bit as relevant.
I will agree.
Well,
that to me makes a very good songwriting.
Well, that was like the Ataris covering Boys of Summer, and the only thing they changed was instead of a Deadhead sticker, it was a black sticker.
That makes sense.
And they up-tempoed it a little bit, if I remember correctly, because they're more of like an emo punk band type thing.
But yeah, it is exceedingly rare for the cover to be better, but sometimes it happens.
I mean, usually my favorite covers are of like pop songs turned rock or metal.
Yes.
Because
I think what are they called? Twisted Sister did a great cover of "O Come All Ye Faithful."
Oh,
I think the
Because-
Pentatonix do great covers of just random shit. Like I love that version of fucking
no, but
or
but,
Radioactive.
like if you listen to what's it called? We're not going to take it. It's actually based on "O Come All Ye Faithful," and like
Oh.
to highlight that, the Twisted Sister did a cover of "O Come All Ye Faithful" and inserted the guitar solo from "We're Not Going to Take It" to show just how like seamlessly it fits in.
Wow.
It's really amazing.
Wow.
We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take
Every
it.
time I hear that, all I can think of is the Dave Chappelle skit.
Mhm.
That and hearing the dude from Twisted Sister, because he was in some freaking thing or whatever. He's like, I can't even do that song anymore. I can't muster the anger I had back then.
Mm.
Oh,
Well, I
Lord.
mean, I've heard the same thing about Eric Clapton and Tears in Heaven. He doesn't do the song anymore because that heartache has healed. He can't access the pain needed to sing the song properly anymore because it had been like decades. So he made peace with Connor's death, and he doesn't have the same emotion
Oh yeah,
to sing the song.
I can respect that. Like I think that.
oh yeah. I can definitely get behind that. That's not.
Sorry.
It's not gonna be the same thing.
Sorry, pull your runtime down by 38. We're getting your racing game audio.
And then I had another game, or it's like freaking one that I was going to talk about. I can't remember. Oh, that I still think like one of my favorites of a pops, or technically it's a rap song turned metal song, is the I believe it was Little John, "Turned Down for What,"
Okay.
covered by "Upon a Burning Body" with Ice-T.
Nah.
And the music video for it is absolutely hysterical. But then when you find out that "Upon a Burning Body," like for how that dude was doing his like scream / singing type thing, he legitimately is hitting the lows and the highs, going from one to the other. And it's like, how is your voice not wrecked?
All right, I have to say this one is going to sound, because I love this song. I think "Devil Went Down to Georgia" should only be sung by Charlie's Daniels Band because "Promise" sucks. Now I got the little riff they have in there, but yeah.
I actually only know that song because of Guitar Hero 3.
But "Promise" never did it. It's Charlie Daniels Band.
And apparently there's a "Devil Went Back to Georgia" that I've heard.
It's years later when Johnny was more adultish and he has a kid.
Okay. If we're gonna get in the whole thing for Five Finger Death Punch, I like their cover of Bad Company. Honestly, after was it Wrong Side of Heaven and The Righteous Side of Hell, I could already
I never got into them.
I lost a lot of interest in them just because it didn't feel like it was as raw, I guess it was, of their first few albums, which I understand that whole thing, but just you can definitely tell in their later albums that they have been phoning in so much shit, like, because the band is actually full of very talented musicians. Ivan Moody, the singer, is actually a very good vocalist. He just has his head so far up his own ass that he can no longer eat anything except for his own digestive tract.
Sure.
Wow.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, I never got into Five Finger Death Punch. I've heard like a few of their songs, and knowing that they're all covers, or like most of them are covers, makes sense. I never really liked them.
I would rather listen to the original for "Gone Away" from The Offspring, just of knowing what it's about and that whole thing. Like, they can do good covers, but I would still say their best is Bad Company.
I do really like The Offspring's "Gone Away." That is a good song.
And what's funny is the way that song was written was because of the lead singer and rhythm guitarist, whose name I can't remember, was in a holdup at a store, and where the dude was armed, and he's from California, so obviously he wasn't supposed to be armed.
Mhm.
And he didn't know if needles, and he didn't know if he was going to make it out of there. And nobody died and nobody got hurt, but that was his whole thing that led up to him doing Gone Away. What pissed a lot of people off for the whole thing with Ivan Moody and Gone Away was because he lied about like his mother having a life-threatening illness in a concert
shit.
because he
Yeah,
was
don't do
fucking
that.
drunk. Well, because Ivan Moody has his head squarely up his ass, and he's trying to do the thing Limp Bizkit did, to where they're hated, which is why they're known. Because the main reason why was because of Bad Company that they really, really took off, because the military latched onto them.
Fair enough.
And oh my god, like, because I know so many military members that's like people from the military that fucking hate Five Finger just because so much shit they put, like, whoever the PR person was like, I'm gonna shove Five Finger Death Punch in there because of whatever, and then they became uber dad rock. And
Yeah. I actually only know one song by Limp Bizkit, and that's because The Undertaker walked out to it back in the 90s. There's a Roland. That's it. That's the only Limp Bizkit song I know.
what's really funny is freaking Limp Bizkit did a cover. They did a cover of George Michael's Faith, and the only thing they added to it was Get the Fuck Up.
I mean, Faith is another good song, but I haven't heard Limp Bizkit ruin it. I've only heard George Michael's version.
Their song is actually not that bad. Their version of it, like, I would actually definitely say it is better than Behind Blue Eyes. Like, the first part of Behind Blue Eyes that they do is really good until they start adding the weird thing in the background, which is like doing a countdown or some shit. I can't remember.
I will make one exception. You know how I was saying that the cover is usually not as good as the original?
Yes.
Unless it's done by Frog Leap Studios.
He does an amazing job. I also really like Jonathan Young.
I don't know him.
Yeah, he's done a thing with another one. I loved his. He's done some things with some other people as well, and one of them is when he does. Oh God, was it I Write Sins Not Tragedies from Panic at the Disco? And he quite literally says closing the goddamn door, and then the other guy he's doing the song with, when he does the chorus, he said, like, haven't you people ever heard of closing the gosh darn door? And God. I lost it. Oh, dude, it's because the guy's trying to be family friendly. I can get behind that and whatnot, but I was laughing so goddamn hard.
You know, Leo from Frog Leap, he's basically doing the opposite of what Richard Cheese used to do back when he was around. Did you ever listen to him?
Maybe. I'm not 100%.
He did lounge versions of rap and metal songs.
Oh, oh my God! No, I can't remember who the guy was, but just you need to look up it's an acoustic cover. Oh God, fuck, what's the song from the Dr. Dre?
Richard Cheese did a cover of "Down with the Sickness."
Yes, because they used that in the
Evil
Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah. I'm like going zombies at the mall.
Yeah, that Richard Cheese was very, very funny because like he didn't change the lyrics or anything, but just singing rap and metal as a lounge song is so funny.
It might be Pat Boone. I can't remember because it's an actual band. I just can't remember the fucking song. Bitches, because it's from the song "Bitches Ain't Shit." Well, the dude does an acoustic cover. He basically where it's like piano and acoustic guitar, but changes no lyrics. He's like, so he's like, "Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, lick arms, nuts and suck the dick," and it's just fucking hysterical. It's kind of funny. We have spent almost an hour, and majority of this has either been video games and songs.
Yeah, that's why.
And I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm here. This is a good stream. I'm enjoying it.
This is just a bullshitting stream, flat out.
Yeah.
I don't care about articles. That's why I was like, anyone got anything? And I am more than happy to go over video games and music.
Welcome to Talking Into the Void, Terry.
Speaking of video games, James isn't here to appreciate it, but he did want a Smog On article, so let's give him.
My God, another fucking. Okay, this one at least has something. Oh, a single tweet. I swear I am followed by like 13 bots.
Only
At minimum.
13? That's rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up.
Oh, I'm pretty sure like of the 115 followers I have, majority of them are. Yep. Yeah, I would actually probably say it's over half.
Oh yeah.
And I always love how it's like joined in the current month we're in this year, and they have no tweets.
Yeah, I have 509 followers. I would guess that at least 100 of those are bots. That's at minimum. I'm sure it's a lot higher.
Johnny, I've been drinking, and that's just an excuse in that whole thing. And I was just pulling a number out of my ass, and then when I was like, because I don't even remember how many followers I have, and it's like, oh, 115. Yeah, like at least half of those are bots. I'm pretty sure it's probably more than half. I'm pretty sure like the 13 is closer to people that I legitimately have talked to or interacted with that are following me.
If I get a new follower, I just assume it's a bot, and like 95% of the time, I'm right.
Oh yeah, like I always get this one because it's like this one was like Emilia Stanfill followed you, and it's like, oh, let's look at this whole thing, and it's just like, yeah, follows you, joined March 2023, not followed by anyone you're following, has 3 followers, following 641, and the first thing was July 10th. It's no surprise so many people fearful or unmoored these days. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a lot of porn bots following me for some reason.
Yeah, it's always crazy because it's like, okay, let's go to followers again. Yeah, there are so many that.
Well, I can say that since I started streaming with you guys, I've got a lot more bots following me.
Okay, I know Darth Mandow, so I'm going to throw him and Green Badger an actual follow.
Yeah.
I did not realize Toasty's following me. And then I'll look at the rest of the shit later on.
Johnny says he made a joke about making a really good joke, but at least the porn bots laughed, and the porn bots were the only ones that liked the tweet.
It sounds about right. Oh, dude, I was still hoping when
I'll just get like a tweet from like years ago. It's like someone so liked your tweet. It's like, what the fuck? And then it's a bot. Okay, that makes sense.
I was still hoping with that poll that I put out of the whole thing of I was gonna get more votes for what is this nonsense.
Yeah.
I do, and I'm wanting to see if I can get more people to retweet it or quote tweet it. I don't care. But I want to make a poll that says, do you like poll? It's like, do you like taking polls? Yes, no, sometimes, depends on the guy.
Yeah. Oof. I didn't see the poll for this stream until like after it was finished.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I don't have a very big reach, and I forget I have Twitter a lot.
There was a poll for this stream?
Yeah, it was like
a few days ago. I was like, since Tier's not going to be here, should I, stream at his place, stream a game, take the night off? What is this nonsense? Unfortunately, they don't give you enough words because I was going to put in there like, what is this shit? Why is this in my feed?
Plus you're limited to only 4 options, so you couldn't have added any more.
Well, that was what the 4th option was going to be.
It's I probably would have voted for you to take the night off just because everyone needs a night off now and then.
Yeah, don't forget, I want my time slot back.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I might have to start doing this on Saturdays now.
Oh hell no, you ain't doing this on Saturday.
And I'll have to find a way to be on both.
I mean, it's gonna be fucking weird. It's gonna be simul streaming of me and Tier.
Yeah.
I'll just steal his audio. It's like I'll join this one, cut off my own mic, and just simul stream using OBS.
Stream snipe.
Assholes, all of you.
Hey, I didn't do it.
You're looking at trivia games for streams? Chemical compositions as pieces. Yeah. I'd have to get out of that one because I have no idea.
I do like trivia games, but I find that a lot of them are very American centric. Like, there's questions about stuff you have to be American to know, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, obviously, I'm not going to do well in those.
It's either very America centric or extremely worldly.
But like the Jackbox trivia games, all of those except the very recent ones, you have to be American to play them.
I
It'll be
can
like
that.
in like, who was the third president of the United? I don't fucking know.
Bro, there's a lot of Americans that don't know that.
I was going to say, you might want to pick something Americans know.
Or it'll be like some American product. It's like, which color is missing from this particular brand of lollies?
Crayons.
Yeah.
Which Kardashian released a sex tape, but it was only in night vision? It's like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
but it'll be like American brands. It'll be like, I don't know any of the examples, but it'll be like, they like, say Skittles, right? It'll be like, which of these is not a color of Skittles? I don't know, because it'll be like an American brand that I've never heard of.
I mean, they'll do that shit to like, what's good? It's like, what's a common item in this store that's only found in this one state in this small little area of the county?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
So I'm glad that from, I think, Party Pack 6, it's 5, 6, or 7, somewhere around that mark.
Yeah.
There is a toggle, so you can say turn off the US centric questions and have a more
that's actually pretty cool, because then it's even like, I consider it's like, it's a learning experience for me to where it's like, I can go like, oh, I knew that, or it's like, oh, gee whiz, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it'll be like, what state was Texas? What year was Texas founded in? I don't know. Like,
Jumping gee willikers, guys! I learned something new today.
Oh wow!
But it is funny when something. It is funny when there's something that's meant to be obscure, but it's because it's like about Australia, and it's like, oh yeah, that's easy. It's like the Emu War was like one of the fibbage prompts is like. Australia hilariously went to war with which animal? And it's like, yeah, obviously it's emus. Like,
yeah.
I know that.
I don't think they thought it was hilarious.
At the time, they probably didn't. No, not too keen on having emus destroy all their crops.
I wouldn't think so.
It's no. I am glad that they've broadened the selection. Oh yes, I do. I do recognize that song.
And I will still say, going back to the music thing, of just like how much weird fucking music got put out in the 90s, because that's when Primus did get popular.
I've not listened to Primus actually. Like, I've seen them in my recommendations because I was usually listening to something.
You've watched South Park, right?
Oh, ages ago.
Well, their theme song is originally made by Primus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, you've at least heard the one song. I still love the fact that how everyone thinks, was it Renoa's Big Brown Beaver is supposed to be a sex joke?
Okay.
It's not.
See, I assumed that the South Park theme song would be written by like Trey Parker, because I know he's got his own band that does all the music for. So I just assumed his band wrote it.
No, he somehow got like early season 1, Primus fucking wrote the song for him.
Awesome!
Wow.
And sings it. So it's like the whole I can't remember the goddamn title or the words to it anymore, since it's been so long since I've watched it. Because I'll agree with Monkey. Really, once they introduced PC Principal, it was starting to go downhill pretty hard.
I stopped watching well before him. The only reason I know he exists is because of the video games.
I still need to play Fractured Butthole.
It's a good game. I like both the South Park.
I've played the first one and beaten it. I still love the fact that I think it was Trey was basically going over the whole thing of trying to put butthole in the title.
Yeah.
But then again, that's like how a lot of people, and I felt so fucking stupid and dumb when I heard it. I want to say it was like Blink-182's like first or second album is the whole "take off your pants and jacket,"
Yeah.
and it was once it was said in that way, and I'm just like, motherfucker! I've only ever read it, and it never clicked.
Yeah, I do like when you have those like light bulb moments.
Oh, that's like for the what was it, Sugar Ray song or whatnot, to the every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. And that's actually a thing about a condom, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be a used condom.
Damn.
I really hope not, given the next line of that song. Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. Well, musicians are fucking weird.
That is true.
Yeah, I still don't want to listen to a guy talk about using his girlfriend's used condom.
Now I'm trying to think of where else to go from there. Yeah, Barry Was a Race Car Driver was a pretty good Primus song. I mean, the 90s is when we also got Cherry Poppin' Daddies with Zoot Suit Riot.
It's
Okay.
Yeah, I did feel bad.
That sounded really sarcastic. It wasn't.
Because James said like he was sorry for getting the time wrong, and I did the "it's too late to apologize" thing.
Yeah.
But then, as soon as I posted that, I realized a better song would have been "It's too late to say you're sorry. How could I know? Why could I care?" She's Not There by Zombies. That would have been a much better song because I actually like that song. I don't like the "Too Late to Apologize."
I still like that when there's this Asian girl covering it, and she would always play these songs around her dad, and she plays the "Too Late." Starts doing the "Too Late to Apologize," and he's like, "No, it's not. You go apologize to them now. It's not too late. You go apologize now. Why do you say too late? It's not too late."
It's never too late.
And he's just fucking going off on her, and she's trying so hard not to laugh while singing these songs. Like, I'm pretty sure that she's like telling him, "Dad, I just want your genuine reaction, but I'm gonna record this." And just because she did it with like so many different songs, and she's like, "What the fuck?" All right, later, Johnny. Oh. Oh god. Fucking sore. Oh shit, I didn't take my my daily meds. Sitting out the medicinal maracas. It's just some potassium and a allergy relief. Because, you know, as you get older, that shit can change on you. Dude, I'm not doing meth. I'm not trying to get the bees out of my teeth. I mean, granted, meth is probably extremely easy to get up here because it's extremely easy to get anywhere.
It just reminded me the first time I ever streamed with Gabby. We were saying that meth makes you lose weight, and her reply was, "How much could teeth possibly weigh?"
The thing is, you stop eating.
Yeah, I know, but the joke is that they all have fucked up teeth.
Yeah.
And like, all their teeth fall out, so that's why they lose weight. But how much could teeth really weigh?
Sorry.
And fuck, there was something else I was going to bring up that I can't remember. And nothing of what I have written down before has anything to do with that, because I know James was wanting to talk about shotguns for home defense and whatnot, but he's gone in that one, so it's pretty irrelevant. Have any of you guys seen the thing? I know Donut Operators posted 2 videos to where it's like, or shared technically. And that one was the SIG 320 going off, which is pretty irrelevant because if you actually do get a lot closer look in the whole thing, you can tell its pistol wasn't holstered properly. But the one of the cop tasing a fleeing 28-year-old man onto an active highway where he is then ran over and killed.
Okay. Yes, I think the traffic is deciding to make a contribution to the stream.
That's kind of what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through Twitter real quick and see if I can find anything besides like the dumb shit for Barbie.
Yeah, I had zero interest in Barbie or Oppenheimer, to be honest. I don't want to watch either of them.
No.
The funny thing I always find about Oppenheimer is the people complaining because it's a historical documentary for the most part. And it's like,
No.
you're pissed off that they don't have blacks and women having this huge role.
Yeah.
Like, you know when it was, right?
Well, I did see a bunch of people complaining there were no Japanese people in the Oppenheimer movie.
They were. They just got a little extra crispy.
Yeah. Like that was the point. He's like, well, what did you want them to do in the movie apart from get nuked? Like, is that saying you
That's like the
more
old
of that?
jokes where people are like, "Oh, this is the hottest temperature it's ever been recorded in Japan." People are like,
Dude,
"Really?
Not quite.
Really? You sure about that?"
Wow.
But yeah, I'm looking at Twitter, and someone said one developer has to go out of Bethesda, Rockstar, Naughty Dog, and Blizzard. And my reply was, why stop at just one?
I want to say Rockstar was usually pretty decent.
All of them. Let them go. Let them all go.
I can't remember which one was the one that made the Grand Theft Auto and like the. I want to say it
Grand
was
Theft Auto
Rockstar.
was Rockstar.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. I want to say, or Rockstar. I think did Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. So
Yes, they did.
they're like
They
the
did.
only one I give a reprieve to. I'm not a fan of majority of the Blizzard games, so
Nope, me neither.
I don't.
Well, the
care.
thing is, I didn't mind Blizzard in like the early days when they made like StarCraft and like shit like that. But modern Blizzard, go fuck yourself. I don't want to play any of your stuff. I have not liked a single Bethesda game. I didn't mind Fallout 3, but I mean, it was not as good as the first two by a long shot. I don't think I've even played a Naughty Dog game. None of them look interesting to me.
I've played some Naughty Dog games. I can't remember which ones.
I'm looking at
I tried Fallout 3 and I just did not care for it like so
Yeah.
many of my friends did. So my friends were like, "Oh, it's so great a game." It's like, dude, it's
not really.
an
The-
okay RPG in my opinion, but it's not great. There's just too much dumb shit with it that is just not my thing. I mean, if
it's
you
not
love it,
it's not a
good
patch
for
on
you.
the first two. If you play the first two, those are actually good. The third one is not.
Well, the third one basically just goes first/third person shooter. So
Yeah, and it shouldn't. It should have stayed as an isometric RPG.
yeah,
It should have stayed turn-based instead of the shitty VATS thing. It should have been legit turn-based.
well, that's like the old original Grand Theft Autos were top down, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they were.
I prefer the original Grand Theft Autos to the modern ones.
Which is
to be
the one
honest.
thing
They
I
were
will.
just wild.
I still have to beat Darksiders Genesis, but I still have critiques of because with the first three being, more of an action adventure, or they're all action adventures, but hack and slash third person, and then all of a sudden it's a tap down. It's just like, no, this isn't right. You're fucking with shit. Why I said tap down, I don't know.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Naughty Dog picture, Crash Bandicoot, The Last of Us. I don't even know what the other two pictures are.
I've heard a lot of good of the original, or the first part of The Last of Us, and the second game I've heard it's got good gameplay, just a shit story.
I played the first one. I have actually played a Naughty Dog. Now that I think about it, yeah, I played the first one and I did not like it at all. And that's apparently the good one. So
And I
mean,
think Naughty Dog also did Oh God, the fucking male Laura Croft, basically.
Yeah,
They did
yeah.
Uncharted.
What?
Uncharted.
Uncharted. That was it.
I haven't played that, and I don't want to.
I've played a bit of ones. They're not actually terrible.
It doesn't look like my kind of thing. It looks like it's a fairly generic action adventure exploration thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like there'd be anything in there that I haven't seen a million times before.
I can understand it not being for you. I mean, again,
the series wasn't bad until fucking Druckmann found Anita Sarkeesian and became a feminist.
Ugh. Yep. That's all I needed to hear. I don't need to play any of their games. So yeah, I would have zero problems getting rid of all four of those developers. I don't have any particular need to keep any of them. Like Rockstar hasn't made a game in how long? When did fucking GTA 5 come out?
shit.
2015, something like that.
Early me being in the military, because I think it was PS4 eras when it originally came out.
It's a very old game.
Well, they're milking the fuck out of online, and they're milking the fuck out of
Yeah.
Have a go at me.
Red Dead Online.
I
Well, that's
called
like-
it. It was 14th of April 2015, so I actually got it right. That's
Nice.
how old the game is.
Well, that's like Skyrim has been out forever. Hey, what's up, Badger?
I still have not played Skyrim, and I have zero intention of ever doing so.
And we
I-
lost here. I've played
I did-
Skyrim. It's okay.
I didn't like Morrowind. I didn't like Oblivion. There is no way you can convince me I'm going to like Skyrim.
Skyrim was, yeah, if you didn't like Fallout 3, you weren't going to like Skyrim, because that's basically all it was basically
Yeah,
Fallout with like medieval Fallout with magic.
yeah. No, I didn't like Morrowind. I didn't like Oblivion. So if I didn't like the third and fourth entries in the series, I can't see that I'd like the fifth.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Can you guys keep this going for a little bit? I gotta go use the bathroom real quick and grab a drink.
Sure.
Okay.
If anything, we're just gonna have a bit of silence. So
Yes, a moment of silence.
yeah, moment of silence for whatever.
For the
For
loss
Rotten's
of your
bladder.
drink.
Right? A moment of silence for Rotten's bladder. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, what have you been up to then, Angela?
actually, I had a 4-day weekend this weekend.
Cool.
I'm going to see my mom tomorrow. I've been seeing a bunch of medical people the whole rest of the weekend.
And Tia chose a terrible time to come back because Rotten has stepped away, so he can't actually pull Tia back into the stream.
Oh no.
So he's going to sit in the backstage area until Rotten gets back.
I love it. I half returned. Where's the other half?
In Maryland, I guess. He's the
Back
tyrant of Maryland. He found a way back. He found the back door. He snuck his way in.
Me being black, I always got a key in.
Yeah.
So where is the other half, Tier?
In Baltimore.
There you go.
Nice. I guess there are better places or worse places to be.
Yeah, I could be in Chicago, like Mr. Adam.
Ooh. Shots
Yeah, I
fired.
said it.
Literally.
Yeah. I will have to beat Adam up in Street Fighter 6. To teach him a lesson. Gotta say, Street Fighter 6 is a great game. I have been playing a hell of a lot of it.
Of which game? Street Fighter?
Yeah, I think I've got over 100 hours in it. So that's
Damn.
Let me check exactly how much I've got.
I'm thinking about getting Remnant from Ash 2 I've been liking what I'm seeing lately.
103.6 hours in Street Fighter 6. So that's all of World Tour mode. I've done arcade mode with 6 of the characters. I'm going to keep going till I do all of them. Obviously, I've been playing against Adam. I've done ranked mode a bit. Yeah, I've definitely been playing the hell out of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like I've been playing Darksiders 3 on my PS4 because that's where I own it.
Hmm.
I've still got some games that I own that I haven't played yet, but it's like
I
I was.
may have 1 or 2.
It's like I've got quite a few, but I was looking at that whole thing. So it's like I looked at the Resident Evil 4 remake, which I'd like to get, but just it's not on sale.
Well, let me put it this way. My unplayed section on Steam has 1,561 games in it.
Damn.
So, yes, I have 1 or 2 that I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, on mine, I got the Call of Juarez games that I haven't played yet. Helltaker. Yeah, I'm not playing Resident Evil Resistance. I'm not playing Resident Evil RE Verse. I haven't played the Shadow Warrior games yet. Still have to play Fractured But Whole.
I still like that name.
And I still have yet to play The Witcher 3.
That is a good game. I really, really like The Witcher 3.
And my unplayed section carried by only got 512 out of my.
Well, there you go. I'm about triple what you've got.
Well, I've got a whole bunch as well on my Epic because they have those free games you can get.
Oh yeah, I've never played a single game on Epic that I didn't buy. I still claim the free stuff, but I've never actually played any of it.
I've got a couple of the free ones that I've played.
But yeah, for everyone who says I have too many Steam games, you need to check out Jaeger Pony's Steam list. He's got about 7,500 games.
Wow.
I'm just of that belief. I'm not going to bitch at someone having a bunch of Steam games, whether or not they've played them, just because that's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got several guitars and I can barely strum, so I can get off my ass and start playing.
Well, I've explained
All right, to
it
be
before,
fair.
To be
there's
fair,
you can buy bundles of games,
To be
and
fair.
it's usually cheaper to buy the bundle. Like if there's one game in the bundle that you want, it's usually cheaper to buy the whole bundle than go on Steam and buy that one game individually.
Exactly.
that's why I was.
I'll buy 10 games for less than the price of one.
That's
Why
why
not?
I was looking at the whole collection of the Assassin's Creed games. So it's like $90 for all of them and the DLCs.
Yeah.
In that whole thing, I was really hoping that they had a bundle from Capcom that had all of the Devil May Cry games, because I was like, oh, dope! I no longer have to play those on my like bust out my PS3, or if I'm going to play 5.
They did have a Capcom sale recently. I don't know if Devil May Cry was in it, but
the Devil May Cry games are on sale, but they're just not doing a big bundle of them all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because like Devil May Cry 4 is on sale. I think Devil May Cry 5 is on sale. DMC is on sale, which was okay. I know a lot of people get super pissy about that one.
I've played a little bit of the Devil May Cry games. But I never sort of like invested a lot of time in them. I just sort of like poked around a bit and then stopped.
Oh, again, it's one of those things that's like they're not for everyone.
No, for sure.
I got into them because of a buddy from high school, because we both got into Onimusha, and I would love to play that game, but if I'm going to play it again, I have to Game Shark it because it's just more fun that way to me. And all I like before is the Souls.
There's some games that I kind of just want to button mash my way through, and Devil May Cry is one of them. Like I don't want to actually play properly. I don't want to learn how to be good at it. I just want to kind of just hit buttons and see Dante fly around the screen. So I mean, I enjoy it on that level, but it's not something that I would sink time into to like gain proficiency at. The way that like I got good at Street Fighter, or I'm playing Cooks of Delicious at the moment.
I'm not going to go any more than playing it on normal.
Yeah.
Just because I don't care about that. It's not like when I was playing Resident Evil 5, way back in the day, and I got that to where I beat it on all modes in the of the original Xbox 360 variant. The only achievements I didn't have beaten were of the DLC because I didn't have the DLC.
Yeah, I mean, I like going for the achievements, but it has to be a game that I want to get good at.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's
I
like
don't want to get good at like Devil May Cry, but also like the side-scrolling beat 'em ups like Final Fight or Double
yeah,
Dragon. I just want to button mash my way through those. I don't want to be good at them.
yeah. If I'm gonna do a side scroller, I'd rather do like I still have to play Hollow Knight because I've heard a lot of good things about it.
So
At
have
least
I.
what I like of it, because it reminds me in a lot of cases more of the Mega Man, or like my personal favorite, the originals of the Mega Man X. Well,
Mega
Mega
Man
Man
was
X, Mega Man X4 is what really got me into the series, and I would love to see a remastered Mega Man X Command missions.
I bought the collection of Mega Man from 1 to 6,
Mhm.
and the quality varies for sure, but they're still really good games. I think the second one is like the one I had a lot of fun playing, and also I think the fifth one where they were like secret letters where you could spell beat, and then if you got all four of them, you actually got the little plane following behind you and like shooting enemies.
Yeah,
Which
I don't remember on that one for 5. Because like I played the shit out of 4 because I ended up buying it because it was the first one that they did on the PlayStation.
mm,
And that's the only game until I had finally looked on it that quite literally I only beat it, or I beat the game with X with one piece of armor, and it was the leg armor.
well, the remake, the collection has a rewind. So if you die, no, you didn't. You can just rewind to before you died and then just try again.
No,
So
like
that made the game obviously
yeah, once I
quite
looked
a
into
lot
it
easier.
and figured out a few things in that, I used to speed run X4.
I've
And
never been good at speedruns.
the best I ever got to get all the parts, or it's like all the armor parts, everything that you need in the game, so all the hearts and all that shit, and the tank upgrades, and beat the final boss was like just shy of 2 hours.
The only game that I mean, I wasn't like a proper speedrunner, but the only game I really did speedrun was Super Punch Out on the Super Nintendo,
Mhm.
where I played that so much at the time, I could beat all the fights in under at least under a minute, usually under 30 seconds.
Nice.
And so, like, I would like have the number one spot because you know how the game pre-fills like
Mhm.
the top scores. I had like all 10 of the top scores were me for every fight. But I've since gone onto the internet and seen what the actual speedrunners are doing. It's like, oh yeah, no, I was shit. I
Oh
was
yeah,
I was not a speedrunner in the slightest.
yeah. Like that was the game that I was good at, and I was proud of for being good at. But I'm pretty sure there were other people that were exceedingly better than me.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'd be something like 2 hours to get everything. Ugh, what's wrong with you?
Loser.
And it's like, well, because there's shit you have to go back for, numbnuts. And
Mhm.
this was the whole thing of not getting it and then bouncing out of the stage. This was completing the fucking stage as well.
Yeah, I think the speedrunners they have categories. So there's a different speedrun for 100% as opposed to just
Beating the
finishing
game.
the game. So like with Donkey Kong Country, like the speedrun just to see the ending is like ridiculously fast because they skip half the game. They're just like there's like ways to avoid doing the stages. So they just I'm not going to do them. That's
Oh yeah,
just
that'd be
time.
like freaking Super Mario Brothers. If it's like the
Yeah.
whole in the first underground stage, find that right spot and go in and you can go forward.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember back in like the early 2000s, someone did a tool assisted speedrun of Mario 3, and I swear they never touched the ground. Like they would just like bounce off one enemy, land on another, like flap their raccoon tail just enough to
To
land on
keep
the next
going.
one. And like they took about 12 seconds for each stage, and like they spent more time on the map screen than in the actual levels. Like it was amazing to watch, but obviously like no one could do it
Yeah.
like by themselves. They had used programs to mess
Yeah.
around with it. But just watching it was like, holy shit, this is like the best that is possible to do.
That's also like some of the things they've done in Mario Maker. And how you doing over there, Angela?
I'm fine. I'm just listening to you guys.
I know it's mostly me and Terry, and Tyr chiming in occasionally because he's on his phone or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, and my roommate is currently sleeping, so I'm trying to be quiet.
Well, that's the thing. Like when the subject gets to video
What,
games,
you got like a hotel room you're sharing or some shit?
Yeah.
Oh.
ew.
Hey.
Best of
So
luck.
I
to
get
you
my
with
convention
this
for
one.
free, but I have to
Yeah.
work it, and I get a free hotel room. So gotta
Fair
share
enough.
it with you.
Well, best of luck being the big spoon, or are you the little spoon? I mean,
Oh, I got a chair.
nothing wrong with being the little spoon. Sometimes you want to feel safe and secured.
Yeah.
Look, I'm only the little spoon with you riding. Now stop it, okay?
Oh, how sweet.
Brokeback stream on here.
Wow.
Yeah, speedrunners get fucking crazy with some of that shit.
Yeah. I think where it gets annoying is if they use glitches that basically negate the entire game.
Yeah.
Like I forget which game it was, but there was one game where there was a glitch where they essentially just glitched to the end of the game immediately, and it's like, "Ha! I did it in 5 seconds." It's like, yeah, congratulations. That wasn't fun to watch.
Yeah. Now do it for real.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not even do it. Like I think like the glitchless category is generally more interesting, depending on what glitches they're abusing. But it's more fun to watch them do it clean than oh look, if you do this weird thing, you can glitch the game into thinking you've beat it. Ha! Like,
Oh yeah, like that. That's
yeah.
one I can't get behind. But if it's one to where it's like, oh, I've glitched it to where I can basically make it seem to this enemy can't really see me until I attack.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Redo the glitch. Like that's exploiting game mechanics the most. But like,
Yeah, that's
finally,
fine.
oh, I found a secret hole right in the beginning that if you go over here and you duck and you jump 46 times while turning to the left, you fall down a hole right to the end of the game and you can punch the boss in the nuts and you beat him and the game's over.
Well, no, like in Donkey Kong Country, there's certain stages where if you go left instead of right, you like teleport to the end of the level. And I've got no problem with you doing that if you're doing a speed run. Yeah. Do that to skip the level. But if you did that for every level, because like not every level has the shortcut, but if you like did a speed run where the entire thing was you just going to the left and skipping the stages, I'm not going to watch it. That's like, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, that's like I don't even tend to watch games, or it's like if I'm going to watch someone who plays games for what they're playing, unless it's a game I'm interested in potentially buying, it's usually listening to what they say, which is why I don't think I can listen to anyone who doesn't actually talk.
Well, for me, it depends on the game. Like if I'm watching the remake of Final Fantasy VII, I don't want them talking over it. I don't even want to watch the gameplay. I want to watch the cutscenes. Because that's the only interesting thing about the entire game is the cutscenes.
Yeah, I can see that.
But if I'm watching like Street Fighter, but it's like a professional Street Fighter player, then hearing their insights is actually interesting. Is like,
oh yeah,
like there's one where this guy Justin Wong, he was like saying, "Jump! I know you're gonna jump. Just jump already!" And as soon as he said that, the guy jumped. It's like he's that good at like understanding the opponent's like gameplay and habits and patterns. He's like, "Look, I know you're gonna jump. Just do it already." And it's like, sure enough.
Well, that's different than some of the other ones, to where it's like they just try to let the game itself be the content, which can be okay. Yeah, and that's like if I were to stream a game, I would love to stream Legend Legend of the Dragoon, but I would tell people first and foremost, I am game sharking this game for money because I am not spending 40 hours getting enough money for one item that I want.
For me, if you're going to make the game itself the only content, then you need to be extremely good at it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like, I would watch Brian F., who is a professional Street Fighter player. I've watched his videos where he's basically just playing Street Fighter for 20 minutes. He doesn't really talk that much. He'll like make an occasional comment, read chat, but
Yeah.
like the gameplay is the content.
Oh, yeah.
But-
You're watching him for his skill in the game,
Yes.
not for his witty banter.
Right. But if like Adam, I mean, I'd watch it because it's Adam, but if it was like a stranger playing Street Fighter as well as me or Adam does, I wouldn't watch that if they weren't talking. If it was just like some scrubby, like barely adequate player, it's like, you got to do something to make this interesting.
See, and like I already know if I stream any games, I'm just going to talk about random nonsense or whatever until you hear me like, no, God damn it, you motherfucker, do what I told you to do. No, that's not what I fucking told you to do. You hear me say that a lot. No,
but like the conversation is the content in that situation, not the gameplay necessarily. Like when I watch Johnny's streams, I don't really care what's happening in Suikoden. Like I'm not paying attention. I'm just there to chat to Johnny.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with a friend.
Yeah, you're hanging out with a friend while they're playing a game and you're doing something else as well.
Like if the game wasn't there, if it was just his avatar on like a StreamYard thing, I'd still be there. Like I'm there to talk to him. I'm not really there to watch him roll dice in a cup or like gamble on climbing the mountain or whatever else. The cooking mini game in Suikoden. And, like I'm glad there's something on the screen to look at, but it's not the focus of my attention.
And I think I might have to talk to Johnny or Frosted or someone about how they, or even Hammer, of how they take the freaking thing of like starting a stream or scheduling a stream on StreamYards, but then not using StreamYards to stream it.
From what I understand, they're basically just using OBS to capture the.
Yeah, and I could do that. I just don't know how they have it. They set it up without, unless they can use their OBS to go in and take that schedule to stream. Like,
they go live on OBS. They never go live on StreamYard.
Yeah, I just don't understand how they do that quite. And like I said, I'll just have to talk to them at some point.
I don't know the specifics because I've never like been the one streaming on StreamYard.
Because that's the only other thing I've thought about doing is getting rid of pretty much about everything and then like keeping what I have on OBS, but then just strictly using StreamYards for that portion because I want to say if you're not going live, it doesn't go towards your hours.
That's true. That's why they do it.
And StreamYards tends to work better for most people. Not everyone. Yeah. Like I think for James and even Tier a little bit more doing my movie reviews, Discord works better if they're going to be on their phone.
I've got problems with Discord. The lag is too much. I usually have problems with it.
I want to start using OBS so I can have like the overlay and whatnot. I want to try to make something fancy. That way,
I can still go through and have like this image on the screen because then I could just be like this and then display the stuff for OBS in there, but have how like Frosted has shit down in the left corner because he's still displaying everything, or he has his whole. God, I'm still trying to figure out how they make some of their OBS scenes. Like mine are just trash in comparison.
Yeah, I'm going to do some test streams this week, maybe tomorrow, with like just to do with the OBS and see if I can get it to manipulate the so I can add the overlay, stuff like that. I want to up my production values to my streams, and this is the perfect time to do it.
I mean, I'd like to, but I just don't know how it does it. Because even like you look at like how Sinatra or Drunkle or Polly, they go through and do that shit. It's just straight fucking ridiculous for some of that. Like I don't know how freaking like Polly does it that he'll still have his background and everything, but he's able to adjust the window of what you're able to see for the when he brings up an article or whatever from the internet or a YouTube video. I'm like, how the hell are y'all doing that? I can't get that shit to do that. I mean, I know they're using Streamlabs OBS. I don't know. I just have shitty production values. I mean, compare to be a bit of an asshole comparatively to people that just use StreamYards, even who pay for it. Mine has a little more of what I put into it because usually they just get a background.
Yeah, if I ever started streaming like on my own channel, I would not use OBS. I don't want to learn anything fancy. I would just like StreamYard is fine.
Yeah.
Like just main StreamYard.
And the only reason to pay for StreamYards is if you're going to do more than 20 hours a month.
I would not.
So if you're doing a once a week thing, even if it's like when Campbell did the book reading, that was going for like 4 hours, but he did it once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you're still fine. Unless you're going to go over that or you want to have more background and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, for me, one of the best reasons not to pay for StreamYard is there's a cap of 6 people, which is removed if you pay for it. It's like, 6 people. I want a hard limit. I don't want to go over that.
Well, I mean, even if you have the cap, or it's like don't have the caps and you can go above that, like for when I've had guests for doing the movie review thing, I won't go over 5.
Yeah, but what I mean is that if I see someone has paid for StreamYard, I think, oh god, is this going to be a 10-person nightmare?
Because the only one I know who really does that is your boy Pat. Which, don't get me wrong, those streams have been fun.
I know the minions pay for StreamYard because obviously they do a stream every night, so they kind of have to.
Well, depend who does it, because like Adam does it with OBS. Hammer does it with where he uses StreamYards as the audio capture like Frosted does. So it's only like I think Harry and Sanguine and occasionally Johnny who do the actual just StreamYards.
I think
Saturday they do.
Paid for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like $20 a month, so it's not great, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. But no, if I had my way, there'd be like a hard limit of 4, maybe 5 people per stream. I don't like going over that.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is even if you pay for it, it's still irrelevant because you control who comes into the stream.
Yeah. I mean, like if I was like streaming, then I would not invite a huge number of people. I'm just saying, like because I'm always the guest, I'm never really hosting. If I see someone has paid for it, it's like there's a kind of moment of, oh god, how many people am I going to have to deal with?
Yeah.
I've been on 10-person streams before. It is not fun.
Yeah, with Pat, I've only been on his to where we've gone to a max of 9. It gets chaotic sometimes, but depending on the guests, it can be good. But honestly, I am of the agreement that you don't want to go more than 6.
Yeah, I mean, even 6 is too many.
6 can be too many depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's different because like Quippers is 8.
Yeah.
But that's fine because there's the game. So most people are quiet and like focused on the game. There's not a lot of crosstalk. There's not like people shouting over each other because the game is the focus of the stream, not the conversation. But like a talking, bullshitting stream with 10 people, oh god, no.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'll hard pass on that. That's why
I'm going to have 1 billion people on our stream one day. Just 1 billion. Whole world, damn it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll have 999,999,999 because I won't be there.
Yeah, I honestly would tell you to go fuck yourself on that one too. I'd be like, I'm gonna go. I think I have a gym routine to do.
Yeah, I think I'll go stand over there for a while. Sorry.
that I can't do with a headset on. So yeah, I've got to wash my hair.
Yes.
I got to do something that's not on your stream tier. You can do it by yourself.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I do think 4 is about perfect.
Yeah.
5 works depending on what you're doing. Like for Frosteds, it works.
Well,
For
yeah.
Tears,
Frosted's works because the articles are the focus. Like
yes.
it's similar to Quippers, where you don't have 5 people just talking. You've got Frosted reading an article and 4 people commenting on it. That's different than 5 people all trying to talk at once.
Yes, and I that's why I say like I don't mind 6 because even with like Tears show of having a guest on there and we're usually at 6, we're not always all talking over each other.
Yeah.
But I do think about 4 is usually optimal if you're gonna have all 4 talking. Like Angela's been just listening, which isn't a bad thing. And it's mostly been you and me going back at each other because, you know, Tears whispering sweet nothings into his roommate's ear.
Yeah.
Tell him how I wish he was a rotten corpse.
Oh.
Bitch, I'm adorable.
Exactly. That's why I'm wishing he was you.
Oh. He misses you. Ron.
But I think I'm gonna figure out if I want to buy any other games other than the Dead Island one that I'm looking at, because to get all of the original Dead Island stuff, it's like $7 on Steam right now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's like Dead Island Definitive. It's like, let me bring it up real quick. Do I go to this? I should have the cart. Yeah, so it's Dead Island Definitive Edition, Dead Island Riptide Definitive Edition, and Dead Island Retro Revenge. And
Nice.
it's $6.35.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, I was like, I'll go with it. I mean, most
There's
of
a
what
game that I've been putting off because I know what I'm like. If I start a new game, I'll abandon the ones I'm currently playing.
Mhm.
So I'm going to play Ghost Trick, but I want to make sure I finish Cook Serve Delicious 3 first, because otherwise, like, I've tried 3 times to finish Cook Serve Delicious. Like, this is my 3rd attempt at finishing it. And I always get close and then, like, don't finish it. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to start Ghost Trick. I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to finish this goddamn game once and for all, and then I'll play something else.
See, I think since I have Stray and I have yet to play it, I think I'm going to try for either Saturday or Sundays, just taking like an hour or two on
Cool.
those days and just playing Stray on a stream.
I think,
Is that
I
it's a
think Johnny
complete-
played that one. I'm pretty sure I watched him stream that.
Yeah, because like from everything I've seen, it looks like a really cool game.
Yeah, it does.
And that otherwise, like anything, and it's probably one of the only games that I'm not going to care about or trying to use Wiimote. Anything else I'm doing that for is a shooter that involves ammo, because it's like I don't feel like having to go and buy more ammo or scrounge for it. Well, because with so many of the games that I've got on this now, it's like I've already beaten them, so I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't like modding games. I will play them as is. The only exception is let's see, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, where the mod isn't really a mod as it is a restoration patch.
Mhm.
Like all the content that they had to cut before release is put back in. So I'll play with that, but broadly speaking, I'm not big on mods.
Well, I mean, there's some games that I won't play it on, like because I obviously can't in that. Typically, if I'm going to play like Far Cry or even sometimes Borderlands in that, it's just playing to where I don't have to worry about the ammo, especially if I'm playing like the Resident Evil 2 remake or the Resident Evil 3 remake. I'm just like, I'm now like, I've already beaten the games before to where I don't have to, without having to worry about that. So it's just playing for fun now.
Yeah. I think like I don't have a problem with other people using mods. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of them myself. I think it's because I've got so many games where, like, if a game doesn't do it for me, I don't look to mods to fix it. I think, okay, I'll just play something else.
Well, technically, I mean, it's called Wiimod, but it's not a mod. It's basically just going through and doing the cheats for it. So it's like almost like a Game Shark or an Action Replay.
Okay, I'm with you. So like Cheat Engine.
Yeah.
because I did use Cheat Engine to get through Final Fantasy X because some of the mini games were complete bullshit,
Yeah.
and so hello Cheat Engine. Yeah, if you could just make it so that the timer never goes above 0 on the Chocobo race, so I can get the goddamn sword for Titus.
Oh god, some of that shit was so fucking annoying.
Yes, it was. And there was like the butterfly challenge. Like all of them were annoying. Like the game itself, I love the game, but
The
the
fucking
actual
lightning avoidance challenge was such a
that was bullshit too.
because you had to do it
Yeah.
all in one go, and it was like fucking it's like just
No, but-
borderline miss getting hit by 1,000 lightning strikes. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
But want to know the worst bit? There's no counter on the screen.
Yeah,
you
that
have to count yourself how many lightning, and like if because you need 200 for the thing.
yeah.
If you've done 195 and you think that sounds about right, now you've got to do 200 from the beginning. It doesn't remember.
Yeah, that shit was such a bitch.
Yeah. So that's why it's like I did like 250 just to make sure. Like there is no chance I'm under 200 when I leave this area. But the game itself is awesome. It's my favorite Final Fantasy game. But those mini games can go suck a dick.
Well, that was like I still thoroughly enjoyed Final Fantasy VIII, except for the fact, and it was the first one I think that did it of the games I know, like it wasn't not Baldur's Gate. Diablo 4 was doing it to where the enemies level with you, and that's what they did.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I fucking hated that shit. I love the other stuff they did with it, where you would draw out the magic and then you could go through and put that towards your stats to make it do X, Y, and Z. I thought that was cool as shit.
Yeah. I kind of screwed myself over with Final Fantasy VIII because on the Steam version there is a cheat section where you can just give yourself 100 of most but not all of the magic.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, I just didn't bother drawing magic. It was like, I'll just replenish my. And then I got to what is it, Adia? Is that the woman's name?
Yeah.
And like she's got the death spell, and because I hadn't been drawing any spells, I had no death magic to give myself immunity to death.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I'm not winning this fight, and like I'm not gonna go back and like try and find a draw source for death magic. So like, fuck it, I came close enough. But I didn't like. I enjoyed it. It's just that I got to that point. It's like, you know what? No, like I'm not. My choices are either like backtrack somewhere. There is a source of death magic that I can.
Yeah, or you have to go through and start playing from the get go.
Yeah,
I
start from the
did
beginning.
that because like I'm the type of person that of the variety for when it comes to JRPGs or RPGs where you actually have a leveling factor. To where most you have the person, it's like, oh, you can't beat this person at that level, and they'll try it anyways. I'm the person who does like side quests or random battling until
me too.
But they're like, you think you can defeat me, and it's like, bitch, I will crush you with my wallet.
Yeah, it is very funny. Because like the very first time I played Final Fantasy X, there were some boss fights that I really struggled with, but then going back like 20 years later, because my playstyle has changed and now I do so much of the side content, I'm like drastically over leveled when I get to these bosses now, and it's like Unaleska used to be a nightmare, and then like I kill her in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was so much easier than I remembered it.
Dude, I still remember for the original Final Fantasy VII, from everything I'm aware of, I am one of the few people I have ever known to beat Ruby Weapon. Like straight up legit, no cheating.
I beat the Ruby Weapon. No cheating. I beat the Emerald. I beat all the weapons.
I can't remember. I beat one of them. I can't remember if it was Ruby or Emerald, but I didn't beat both.
The one that was underwater was Emerald.
Okay, then I beat Ruby.
The one that was in the desert was Ruby. And the funny thing was, the only reason it took me about 15 minutes to 20-ish minutes to beat Ruby is because about 10 to 15 of those minutes, my TV was off and my controller was kind of slightly hidden underneath my pillow because I wasn't supposed to be awake.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember, I got it to where, because you couldn't hurt Ruby until he dug his claws in the ground.
Yes.
And as soon as he did, I had shit set up to where each person had it wasn't counter attack, it was counter whatever you put it with, and I put it with counter mime. And as soon as he hit, I had a master summon and then a full, maxed out Knights of the Round that was with an MP absorb.
Yeah.
And I W summon.
Yep.
And then I also took the master summon and hit that with quad summon. And I hit him with Hades because Ruby Weapon is one of the only bosses susceptible to status effects.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then hit him with Knights of the Round. And then had everyone mime that. And then if he would have hit one of them, they would have counter-mimed with Hades, followed by Knights of the Round.
The other thing I know people did was instead of Hades, or as well as Hades, you do Phoenix, so that if you die,
it just
they just come back.
Anyways. Yeah, like most of the people I know, if they were able to beat him, they still lost one of their party because he could completely kick one of them out. I think he could completely kick two of them out.
Yeah. When I beat him, I only had one character left. Like,
I had all three, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, because I didn't do the thing you're talking about. I just leveled up and I beat him that way. So, yeah, I only had I think it was Cloud still standing. The other two had been ejected from the fight, and so I didn't do the easy, the clever way. I was just like brute forcing it, but I did beat him.
I mean, I had at that point almost every character was level 99. My main party was, but almost every other character was as well. Because I had also gone through to the sunken submarine to where you use Yuffie with her ultimate weapon, because if you use the transform or whatever fucking attack it was to where it lowered your thing, but it could turn them into an item.
Mm-hmm.
Her conformer weapon was the only one that didn't lose its strength for it.
Okay.
So it's how you got your strength and defense boosts and whatnot. Yeah, I spent so much time random battling that game that after, I can't go back and play it because if I start random battling, I'll fall asleep.
I am.
Oh, I actually used to fall asleep doing that because I got so good to where it's like I would somehow still hold the controller to where it was just right that when I got into a random battle, I could just hit attack, and kill everything, but I would still walk around.
Yes,
I wasn't in battle.
I mean, I found the Chocobo races fun, but trying to breed a golden Chocobo was just tiresome.
Oh god, that was such a pain in the ass for no reason.
Yeah. So I was like, I did it eventually because I did get Knights of the Round, but that was just annoying.
That was annoying for no reason.
Yeah. They don't even tell you how to get one. You have to figure all that shit out or use a guide, which is what I did.
Yeah. Well, I had a beat to shit fucking paper guide for the longest time that I think I still have somewhere that's missing its cover.
Nice.
Because that guide
I like those printed guides.
I still have my
Games and Prima.
The Legend of Dragoons one somewhere. That's also, I know I still have the art of it to where I drew Red 13 really well, and all I did was look at the picture they had on the guide.
Yeah.
I didn't trace over it. I actually drew it.
I actually found a website ages ago where I downloaded a bunch of those Brady Games guides.
Mm-hmm.
My hard drive died, so I don't have access to them anymore. But it's just fun reading them. It's I remember this game. I was the cheats in GoldenEye. Oh my god, they were so obnoxious. Trying to beat the facility in a minute 10 or whatever the time was.
Well, that's I know I've thought about doing. I think it's Radiata Stories. but that would take like 6 playthroughs or at least 2 serious ones because you have 2 different sides you can play as, even though the story is the same. Because it's another Square Enix one, but it's a little closer to like the Tales series.
Oh
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
control of your main character and that whole thing. But eventually, at one point, you can either side with the humans or side with the Fae and a couple other humans. Just because it's to say basically it's fairy creatures of like orcs and goblins and
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that game, but I did play it.
yeah, Radiata Story is actually pretty fun because your main character is one of like of the main characters. If you go with the humans, or it's weird because like if you go with the humans, you can get on your team. You and a guy who like your character and him are both the sons of famous knights. And if you go to the Fae side, you actually get the one dude's dad, and obviously you're still you. Then you get the one chick who like gets spirit melded with a fucking elf or some shit or fairy. I can't fucking remember exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I remember this game. I didn't finish it. I found the time system kind of annoying.
Oh,
Like,
dude, yeah, it's such a bitch. Depending on which side you're gonna even, or actually, it's irrelevant of which side you go on.
No, but I just mean in general. Like, you want to go buy something, but the shop's closed, and
Yeah.
like you just got to sit there waiting for like 10 minutes for the in-game timer to tick over.
Oh well, not even that. Like, there's certain characters you could only get at certain times of the day.
Yeah, it's
and it's
annoying.
Just stupid annoying. But we've been going 2 hours, so I think it's time for us to actually time to stop.
There we go. There's Filthy Frank.
Filthy Frank.
So to go with that, we obviously know Terry is on a bunch of streams. I actually think I might start using the StreamYards for my Talking to the Voids just because.
Cool.
And if you want to join Terry, I'll probably throw the one thing in there if you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, just send me the link, and if I
said, I'll most likely just throw it in the regular chat that we're all in.
Oh yeah, that works.
But like, I'm gonna look into seeing how I can. Like, I'll have to talk with Johnny, see how I do this, but use OBS to actually do the streaming portion of it. I mean, well, it'll eventually happen. Yeah, you can find him there. Angela, you gonna be on Quippers tomorrow?
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Tier, were you gonna be on Quippers tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
So Tier's gonna be on Quippers, and then we will also have a Rotten Movie Reviews of Tremors 4: The Legend Begins. I think that's how the one it is.
I can't wait.
I actually genuinely, for a prequel, love that movie. Mainly for the part when they're talking about of how they're going to go against the Graboids, which they haven't named them that because that's from the first one. And you hear the Mexican guy, he goes, "It'll be our Alamo," and you hear the guy who plays the one dude. He's just like, "We lost the Alamo." He goes, "Depends on which side you're on, Gringo." I'm like, oh my god, I love it. But otherwise, obviously, Terry's on every stream known to man except for like Ricada Law and like
Young Turks.
Young Turks. Who don't give a fuck? Well, I'd go on the Young Turks just to ask Cenk what the fuck why he's so retarded.
Well, I mean, I'd just make neighing sounds at him the whole stream, so I'd probably get kicked out.
Oh,
I would bring pictures of horses on there and erotic poses.
How he is, I would find every sound clip I could for a donkey.
Yeah. No,
I would find a brain buffalo.
It's horses that he said he was interested in.
I know, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction.
Yeah. No, you play the horse sound, so he's got to do the whole stream with a boner.
No, I want to. I'm gonna play freaking horse and then donkey sounds.
No, there's a song I'd play for him.
What is it? The one that was put forth by Bad Dragon, the one band that Horsecock.
Well, Horsecock and then horses are sexy. You should fuck a horse right now.
Yeah, that Horsecock song. I only know that from Monkey.
See, I actually knew that
Sinatra.
one, the Bad Dragon, before sending that as well.
Yeah, I don't watch Sinatra, so I mean, I know he was a guest on Lords of the Night, and that's why I heard it.
Yeah.
But I count that as hearing it through Monkey because
Yeah.
like, it's his stream.
Granted, I still think my favorite thing for Sin being on one of Monkey's stream is when they were going with Eufio, and
Oh, that trick.
I think when was Monkey that was like, "Are you drunk right now?" And there was that pause,
Well,
and you just hear Sinatra's giggle.
yeah.
My God, I backed up like 3 different times at least to rehear that giggle because it was just killing me, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if Sin will ever hear this, but dude, that laugh, fucking primo, bro. But we are gonna get out of here.
Yep.
So check out Quippers Unite tomorrow. You'll get to see, obviously, Terry there and Tyr.
Yep.
Is Frosted going to be on, or is he doing things for the parents of his godchild?
Presume Frosted will be there. I haven't heard otherwise, but I don't know for certain.
Well, if he's not there, that means Terry's supposed to win.
Yeah.
Battle of the Internet and that whole thing. But we are going to get out of here, and for everyone who showed up, thank you for dealing with my mild inebriatedness. Terry, thanks for showing up.
No worries.
Tyr, I didn't mind filling in for you on this whole thing, but hopefully we don't make this a habit.
Yeah.
I don't plan to.
But I did like you and the whole thing. I will to do sidetrack. Like I was like, what am I going to do? Like talking to the midnight?
Yeah.
Or it's talking to the show, the Midnight Void, and then on the way home from my company picking, I'm like talking into the Midnight Void show. Boom, got it.
Print.
All right, but hope you all have a good Sunday. Technically, which we're already in. Have a good one, folks. Later.
Have fun here.
And
Later.
End broadcast.